Hello and welcome back to Open, everyone. Don't forget to get social with us. That's right. Tweet us at BronxNet TV. And while you're there, tweet me too at Rhina Valentin. A new play is making its way to the Black Box Theater at Museo del Barrio called The Mambo Café. The story follows three Latina women who are in for a treat when they come across a former young lord, a New Eurekan poet, and a drunken attorney at the Mambo Café. And joining us to tell us more, we welcome director Frank Perez and actor Ivan Goris. Hello and welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
That's like a real vague description.
Yes,
Isn't it?
Well, I'm just saying, it's like, okay, and the point is?
Well, actually, the point is that it's one of those bars that you come into and you're in a whole nother world. You know, the Moncho, the bartender, is a young lord, and he just lives for Dilcia Pagan. He has this romantic thing with it. Meanwhile, she doesn't know he exists. And so he has
So
this.
let's just share with the viewers who Dilcia Pagan
Dilcia
is.
Pagan was
we
one
need
of
to.
the original members of the FALN, and she was sentenced to 65 years in jail for a bombing. And she was released. She was released by Obama. She was given a pardon several years ago, and she now lives in Puerto Rico in Loíza. And she was a producer, a television producer.
Right,
for
we know
NBC,
that, but I
and
want
so-
the viewers to understand who she is. It's not like they're glorifying somebody who is a criminal.
Oh,
It's that
no,
she was
no.
a freedom fighter.
was a freedom
That's what
fighter,
she was.
yeah.
She was a freedom
Fighter.
fighter for Puerto Rico.
That's right.
Right.
And that's exactly
Exactly.
why he is in love with her. And he just holds his candle for her, hoping that one day he'll eventually meet her. But the characters in the play are fantastic. And Ivan plays, he plays basically the drunken poet.
Oh, I
or
was
the
going to
poet.
say, I was like, bueno, con esa gorra, I'm going
Bueno, con
to...
esta gorrita, you know?
Yeah.
I'm looking nice. I play Louis Comas
Uh-huh.
in the play. So
Louis Comas, all
Louis
these
Comas.
names too. Oh, let's not forget to mention that the play is written by Eugene Rodriguez,
Yeah.
and he's quite the character
He's a
himself.
great writer, great person. Well, he told me to say that, so I want my money
Yes.
whenever you got that chance.
That's
all
right. Yeah, it's funny when he approached me with the play. He said, "Hey, you know, I have this play," and I said, "Oh, that sounds interesting. Would you be interested?" I said, "Absolutely not." You know, so because he was offering me pa free. I'm like, no,
That's not gonna happen. That's
don't
not
do
gonna
pa
happen.
free.
You're
so-
like, excuse me, pero I'm an Obie award-winning director. Respeta.
It's funny because in the play it says, my character says, I'm an artist and I need to be paid for my work. So we're doing the same tactic here. We gotta pay me for my work and we go, you know?
And you guys have a nice long run too,
Yes.
for
Yeah, we
people
do.
to come through and see it, right?
Yeah.
I understand that you're prepared to give us a little taste of your character.
Yes, yes.
What is your character's name again?
My name is Louis Comas.
Louis Comas.
You gotta
and-
dip the head, Comas.
Oh, Comas.
Comas.
Right, you gotta do the
Louis
Comas.
yeah.
Uh-huh. That's,
So-
that's how he talks.
That's how he talks,
He's playing
Comas.
Gene, actually. He's playing Gene. Eugene, bro.
Yeah, I got a little taste. It's a little piece called Ghetto in My Mind. I live in a ghetto in my mind. The wall downtown is just a thin white line. While uptown, there's walls of tears that were clearly built upon my fears. You see, I'm surrounded by the walls of my sin, and that's what keeps my mind in. See, there are no guards on top of my walls, and there are no dogs that patrol my halls. If I only but believed in dreams, maybe these walls would crumble, well, it seems, and then I think I'd be free of this ghetto mentality. You see what I mean, right?
I see what you mean.
Boom.
I see what he means. I think Frank sees what you mean. Bravo,
Thank you.
Ivan.
Thank
Oh,
you.
I cool me. That was Louis Comas.
Louis Comas.
Louis Comas.
Louis Comas.
Comas.
I love it. I love it. And I don't know if you saw, but Frank was like, director's chair. Like, let me see where he's going.
I can't help
with this.
myself. I'll give him notes after.
As long as he wasn't doing this, I'm good.
Not
I'm,
like
I'm
that.
fine.
That's right. You guys are at the final stretch, right?
Yes,
You're
we
going to
are.
be opening
Yeah,
We
soon.
open next Thursday.
Next Thursday.
You open up next Thursday.
Thursday,
Bravo.
yeah.
All right.
Looking
So
forward
who
to it.
else we got in this play?
Oh, we have Jasmine Villegas. We have Jeannie Soul. Who else? Who else?
Zulinet,
Zulinet.
Ralat, and Herbie Quinones.
And Herbie
And
Quinones.
Herbie Quinones.
Yes, who's a really wonderful comic, and he does a great dramatic turn in the piece. It's really great.
So
Really funny.
what should people expect, like, in this experience in this show?
A lot of irreverence, a lot of jokes, a lot of drama. It has a little bit of everything, and it also has really wonderful poetry, and it also it's dedicated to gifted women, you know. So or as women are it's better known as posteriorly enhanced women. So it's also part of Gene's repertoire of devoting his writing to different aspects.
Right,
of Latino
empowering
culture.
women.
Yeah.
Well, the poem that we have in mind is about women that are well endowed from the waist down.
Oh, great.
So,
yeah, that's
you know, I don't want to.
That's a Eugene.
I'm over here thinking empowered. I'm like, oh, they're already empowered. Never mind.
That's what they
He's
think.
just acknowledging their empowerment.
See, that was my job
Acknowledging it.
to raise the level of the play, you know, which I've hopefully done.
You know, I love Eugene Rodriguez, so
like
I
a trip.
know. I can
He's
only
like a
imagine.
trip.
I know it's going to be a barrel
So
of
people
laughs.
Yeah, it is.
will laugh and they'll be shocked at the
Yeah,
same time.
yeah.
You know? Which
It's
is
really
very
cool.
fun.
It's really cool.
All right, so before we go, please share what you think people are going to leave with and why it's so important to mount this piece.
I think, as for me, when I came into this piece, it's not only funny, but it's also political, and it also makes you think about the people you're around and your people, your blood, and where you're coming from, you know. And I think that's what gets mixed, the gray blur lines. That's where it gets mixed, especially with New Yorican Latinos. And it's such a beautiful thing to just even throw out a question, even if it's totally out of left field, just to make your brain think and be like, okay, I see where you're coming from, and you're absolutely wrong, and this is what I think, you know. It builds a nice communication, a nice dialogue.
There's an underlying educational component
Yeah,
of
definitely.
coming to terms with, once
Definitely.
again, what we were discussing in the Bobby Gonzalez segment. It's like knowing your roots and
Definitely.
knowing your ancestry and knowing where you come from and knowing our own
Definitely,
history.
definitely.
It's like a mini history lesson via Eugene. You know
Right,
what I mean?
Yeah.
a la Eugene Rodriguez
Right.
style.
He goes.
Yeah. But it's great, though. He talks about Taino, the plebiscite, Puerto Rican independence, political prisoners, the young lords. All of those are mentioned, Felipe Luciano, and all the magic that they did in El Barrio back in the days when the young lords were in El Barrio.
Which is interesting because you can't do that now. You
Right.
can't have a young lords now in this time, this climate, you know. So it's really interesting, the history behind that. You know, and I'm Dominican, so when I started reading about the young lords through the piece, it was like, whoa, you know.
I gotta disagree with you a little bit about you can't have the young lords because look at what we did with Ricky.
Oh, that's true.
Ricky
That's true.
Renuncia. I mean,
That's
that,
true,
that
that's
was
true.
like
And it's funny
global.
because Felipe
That's
says
true.
there is no ex-young lords. Once a young lord,
Always
always
With
a
the
young
young
lord.
that, got it.
Yeah.
That's
Got
true,
it.
though. Thank you for that. That is true.
Yeah, yeah. Well, thank you guys for choosing your work.
Thank you.
In the manner in which you have.
Thank
And before we go, let's just share with everyone the dates and times so that they can get their tickets.
We open October 3rd, Thursday, October 3rd, 7 p.m., the Black Box Theater in El Museo del Barrio, which is on 105th Street and 5th Avenue. Really beautiful lobby there in the Museo, and the theater is fantastic. Really
Yes,
nice
it
place.
is.
Awesome.
Amen.
And we have a matinee on Sundays.
And you have
at 3
matinees on
o'clock.
Sundays.
Yeah.
And before we go, one last question. Is the play child friendly? Never mind, it's not.
It's Eugene
He
Rodriguez.
just like, I don't even need any answer.
Well, I'm taking my daughter, but well, actually, no. You
All
know
right,
what?
so let's do age.
If you're into hip hop,
PG-13?
yeah,
PG-13.
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 Okay, just so that they're
PG-13.
Yeah,
aware.
yeah, definitely.
Awesome. All
Yes.
right. All right.
Definitely.
You guys, Frank.
Thank you, Rhina.
Such a
Thank
pleasure.
you for being
seeing
here.
you.
Pleasure.
Thank
Thank
you
you
for,
for
being here,
having
Ivan.
us.
And you guys, once again, the Mambo Café. It opens Thursday, October 3rd, with 12 performances every Friday and Saturday at 7 p.m. and every Sunday, 3 p.m. through October 27th in the Black Box Theater at El Museo del Barrio, which is located at 1230 5th Avenue. That's between 104th and 105th and 5th Avenue. And for tickets, visit eventbrite.com/the Mambo Café. All right, stay tuned. Bobby C's Weekly Sports Roundup is coming up next.